All right, if you're in the tech world, you've probably heard this buzzword thrown around a lot: product led growth. But what does that really mean? How do you actually build a product that basically sells itself? Well, today we're going to crack open the playbook and see how some of the smartest companies are flipping the old sales model on its head and letting their products do all the heavy lifting.
Think about it. You know the old drill, right? You need some new software for your business. So you go to a website, you find that request a demo button, fill out a form that feels like a tax return, and then you wait. You wait for a salesperson to call you back so you can sit through a canned 1 hour presentation. It's just full of friction. But what if you could just skip all that? What if you could just start using it right now? No demos, no waiting, no sales pitch. This completely changes the game. Instead of talking to a person, you're talking directly to the product. You're feeling its value from the second you sign up.
And that, right there, is the core idea. We're talking about product-led growth, or PLG for short. It's this whole new model where the product isn't just a feature, it's the main engine driving the entire business. Okay, so let's get the official definition on the table. Product-led growth is a go-to-market strategy where the product itself handles the entire customer journey. Think about that. The product is responsible for getting new users in the door, showing them the ropes, convincing them to pay, and even getting them to use more of it over time. The product is literally doing all the work. So, what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, first, it means you're delivering value before the paywall. You let people experience that aha moment before they ever have to think about a credit card. And because of that, users basically convert themselves whenever they're ready. The other huge part? Your decisions are now driven by actual usage data, not just opinions in a boardroom. All of this creates these beautiful, scalable, self-service loops that just work. But here's the thing, PLG isn't just a checklist of tactics. It's a fundamental shift in mindset. To really pull it off, you have to operate with a totally different set of guiding principles. And there are really 5 core mindsets that make this whole thing tick. It all starts with being value first. That means you're obsessed with getting users to that magic aha moment as fast as humanly possible. Then you've got to be metrics-led. Every single decision has to tie back to a clear goal, a North Star metric. You also have to be segment smart. You can't build for everyone. You have to be laser-focused on your ideal customer. Now, this next one is a huge mental shift. It's about loops over funnels. Forget the old leaky funnel. Think about something like Dropbox. When you share a file, the other person has to sign up to see it. Boom. That's a growth loop. It's self-perpetuating. And finally, none of this works without continuous experimentation. You have to be in a constant cycle of shipping, measuring, learning, and doing it all over again. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you put those principles into practice? Well, for that, we have something called the GROWTH framework, and it's basically the strategic roadmap for getting PLG off the ground. This acronym walks you through the entire journey. First up, G is for groundwork. This is where you set your goals and get crystal clear on who your customer is. Then you do an R for reality check. This is all about empathy. You walk in your user's shoes and find every single little thing that's slowing them down. From there, you create your offer, getting your messaging, your pricing, your whole story just right. Next up is W for workflow, which is all about building those automated, self-serve systems that let the product run on its own. It's only then that you move to T for tier and monetize, where you structure your pricing around the actual value people are getting. And finally, H is for habit formation. This is where you create those sticky loops that keep people coming back for more. Okay, so let's see how this all comes to life. We're going to zoom in on one of the most important and trickiest steps, the T for tier and monetize. I absolutely love this quote. It just nails the spirit of PLG monetization. It's not about squeezing money out of people. It's about making them feel like they're leveling up in a video game as their own business grows. And check this out. This is a perfect illustration. So imagine a billing software company. When their customer is small, just starting out, they get the basics they need. But watch what happens. The moment that customer hits 400 subscribers, boom, they automatically unlock back office automation tools, which is exactly when they're starting to feel that pain. Then, once they hit 3,000 subscribers, they unlock advanced BI dashboards. See how that works? The product's value is growing in perfect lockstep with the customer's own success. It's brilliant. And the whole point of a model like this is to measurably and predictively improve your monetization efficiency. You're driving up key metrics like monthly recurring revenue and average revenue per user. It's a system that's literally designed for scalable growth. So beyond just pricing, PLG is all about running these small, high-impact experiments. In the biz, we call them growth levers. So here's the question every product team asks themselves, right? How do we get some quick wins? How do we actually move the needle on growth without having to launch a massive 6-month engineering project for every little idea? Well, this is where growth levers are your best friend. They're these lightweight, super targeted experiments designed to solve one specific problem. For instance, are new users bailing in their first week? Maybe you try a simple AI onboarding bot. Your goal? Boost setup completion by 20%. Or, hey, want to get more people to upgrade? You could just add a little automated coupon nudge right when a user is about to hit their plan limit. These are smart, surgical strikes that can drive huge growth without needing a ton of resources. At the end of the day, it really all comes back to this one incredibly powerful idea. The goal is to build a product that is so good, so intuitive, so valuable that it can sell itself, support itself, and scale itself. When you get that right, that is product-led growth. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. Think about your own product or a project you're working on. What is the single biggest point of friction you could remove? What's the one thing your product could do, starting right now, to begin selling itself?